the nuclear war was going to be the end of the series. No, it was not. The world was devastated. It was destroyed. Tons of countries were destroyed. Tons of countries. For example, the Continental Union used all of its nukes, making it no longer a nuclear power. NILDA used all of its nukes as well, making it no longer a nuclear power. Monama still has nukes. However, many alliances were destroyed. Zione leaves the Star Alliance as they have no need for it. They joined it, but they have no need for it. Scavia has a nuclear power, but they only have like a handful of nukes. OSI used almost all of its nuclear weapons in the war, losing them as well, destroying Eagle's nuclear weapons in the process. Monama and Xenia Union are two of the last remaining nuclear powers alongside Sunni, as well as has a few handful of nukes left. So, first is the collapse of the North Pisan government. North Pisa's government collapses. It's socialist government, which was nuked. This country was nuked many times. North Pisa's socialist government finally reunifies with Pisa, creating one large country again as well. Unlike North Korea, which managed to hold on, in our timeline, North Pisa was unable to survive and it died. Pisa is now one united country again under the monarch which it used to be. However, people in the northern area, some people in parts of the northern area have developed different cultures than the rest of Pisa and may want independence. Taoists, which has not really been affected, nothing happens to them. In India, the Continental Union is fracturing. Again, many of the Indian countries are gone. They have been culturally assimilated into the Continental Union. Okay, but there's always room for new cultures and new countries to come around. The Continental Union was created up here, where the original Continental was here. However, this empire may soon fall. Here. First, the government's fracturing continues. The country goes into civil war. First are the people who want the return to the monarchy. They mostly rise up over here, and they do not like the republic. They want to bring back the king. They want to make a continental kingdom as well. So basically, throughout this eastern portion of the country, they want to make a kingdom. They said enough is enough with this democracy that failed anyways, that failed our country anyways, that failed our people anyways, and we want it back. Then we have another one of the oldest countries in the world, maybe declaring independence as well. So there are two very similar sounding countries over here, but ATAC gains fights for its independence, which is this area here. They have been forcefully subjugated into the Continental Union, and they do not like that whole thing. So basically, Continental Union is fighting two battles. The country is now ATAC, which is very similar to Ajax, and they are declaring their independence, as well as they have their own culture, currency, and they're the territory that had the most autonomy of them all, the state with the most autonomy, and they start to expand in even other states as well. Here, the southern area is where the government is most intact here. However, this northern area, which is more culturally related to Nauru, which is one of the oldest countries in the world, declares its independence as well here. This causes the Nauru to start invading the Continental Union as well. The government of the Continental Union is so unstable after the war, and they basically say they send troops up north, but even the army, which they now declare their own government up north. And Continental Union collapses as well. Continental Union's government officially has collapsed. One of the biggest superpowers in all of the world has collapsed. India is now laid empty. Okay. And they were just shocked that a country as big as this, a country as powerful as the Continental Union, can thus collapse. Continental Union was one of the major superpowers of the world as well. They were the major superpower for democracy as well. But the fall of democracy may be happening very, very soon. This new country here gains its independence. Okay, I realize that's the same color as Nairo. Attack gains its independence from the Continental Union. Finally, they gained their independence as well, and they are now an independent country again. After all of these years of being ruled by the Continental Union, they gained their independence as well. Sento, the government down here in Sri Lanka, they recently gained their independence, and they actually start to invade and colonize the southern portion of India. The Continental Military State is created, and they will occupy a large portion of here. They'll occupy a large portion of here to here, and they will be a very large country here. Meanwhile, Nairo will finally gain back its former land after being taken away for so long. They also finally are able to move the capital from here to down here, finally being able to create their major area here. The Continental Military doesn't really have a capital. The capital is where the military is located, or the military chief is located, who is the one running the country. The monarchists finally get to have their own country, and they create this red team here, and they create a new name, Kyria, which is a new monarchist continental. Now we have the remnants of the old government as well. The remnants of the Continental's government. They officially set up a state here, and this is since they don't own the continent, they don't own the subcontinent anymore. Sri Lanka is now a new independent country as well. The continental country broke up and was destroyed. Another area that was completely destroyed was the Balkans and Equals control over a lot of the fringe regions break away. The Equal government survives, but however, many of the fringe areas break away as well. Yeah, this country right here gains its independence again after being invaded again. Yeah. They're now more equal. They're now more culturally similar to Equal, as they have been occupied for at least 10 to 20 years, at least for 10 years. So, Kaita is now an independent country. They are this country right here. Equal said, we can't really have much control over this area anymore. Equal also gives this upper area right here independence as well. And it really shows you another superpower has fallen, another global superpower has fallen as well. One of the main drivers of socialism has fallen, and Equal is now they bring back the monarchy, basically, that they have relied on for centuries. So basically they bring back the king and the queen as well. And these countries, for centuries, are now independent. Bosai and Ewa are now two independent states right here, and they are now two independent countries right here. We'll see if they get invaded in the future. Osai, they'll have to give independence to this little area right here. This little country right here. I forgot what the country's name was called, but we'll give it a new name. Katia was going to keep the K names. Is now a new country right here, and the capital city is right there. Again, Osai basically changed the culture of that little area right here. Also, another Friends area also gains its independence as well here, which weakens Osai's influence. This area wasn't really too populated here, but they still gain their independence here. They also gain these little islands right here, but this is basically a very weak country. This is one of the weakest countries in the world, because they may have a large land area, but they don't have much people. Their capital is the only major city in here, and this is Devonia right here. This country is again one of the weakest countries in the world as well. Then we have Rufu, which nothing happens to East Asia. Xenia Union, its government was able to survive, so it's basically like modern day China. The Xenia Union also does take a large portion of northern Bisa as well, and a deal to keep Bisa safe as well, because this to make the North Bisa, so this part of North Bisa will be annexed into the Xenia Union, as this area is more Xenia, has more Xenies than Bisons. Anyways, so basically both the Bison government and Xenies government agrees on this. Nothing really changes in Oceania. Literally nothing happens now. Africa, post-war, nothing really changes in Africa. However, Yami, or whatever this country is, they get to keep their land, basically. However, the Wine Alliance will continue to exist to, we'll add one more member here to basically box out Yami from Africa. Okay, this is basically an alliance meant to keep out Nilda and Yami from expanding further into Africa as well. So, Monama still has 5 to 6 nuclear bombs as well, basically used to basically say, hey, you guys can't really do anything anymore. Nilda also is no longer part of the Style Alliance as well here. Also, Nilda is not really, actually Nilda is capitals right here, but they originated from Egypt, so most of this area is mostly similar. It's mostly the same culture at this point. Egypt and here are mostly like the same culture and ethnicity at this point. So this area has kind of been assimilated at this current moment, so there's not really many separatist groups except for like the extreme south of this country as well. But they handle these separatist groups with ease as well. But Egypt and the Middle East have basically the same culture as well. But we'll see if that lasts, obviously. Europe, we already did Europe lost a few of the Friends cultures as well. However, another war is going to happen, as Garcia wants to have control over they want to have control over Gibraltar, so they're going to continue to invade into Spania, which is another one of the oldest countries in Europe. However, they don't give a crap about Spania. This is a very weak country, and Spania completely and utterly surrenders in the war. Spania is defeated, and we're just gonna do this the easy way then. Again, easily one of the oldest countries in the world is defeated and is absorbed into a much bigger country, which is Esgacia. Esgacia is becoming a powerhouse again in the world, and we actually may see the rise of Europe as a global superpower in the future. However, North America wasn't really too involved with the war. Nothing really happened. The only thing with North America is Zioni did send troops towards other parts of the world here. And yeah, that's really all the changes from the World War. And the first 2 to 3 years one war happened, well, as Garcia invaded the Iberian country as well. But other than that, the world has basically been still. And also the Continental Union split apart. At, so 5 years have passed, and this is what happened. The Continental Union broke apart as well. This is basically unrecognizable here as well. And Equal also kind of broke apart, but most of this area is mostly the same culture. So Equal is, Moravia finally got rid of the terrorist group, and all Moravia is now under one flag again, except for Fara, which is an independent, neutral state that they're not going to invade, unless something changes in the government of Moravia. But other than that, you know, also IO no longer part of this alliance. They look this kind of in the alliance for protection. However, they might join another African alliance that has been spreading throughout the continent for protection as well. However, IO and this country do put on an agreement to be one country, like that. Basically, both governments got together and said, "Hey, we this is really tiny country right here, and we're just gonna vote." See, both governments agree. 80% of the people are mostly the same culture, anyways. They're just colonized by different governments, different countries. So yeah. And yep, there we go. Here about the current state of the world. We'll see how the world goes from here. And yep, goodbye.